Before we dive into the haunting story of the Hope Diamond,
Make sure to subscribe to Crimes Through Time, and if you love uncovering the
mysteries that blur the line between
history and legend, give this video a like. It helps others find these forgotten tales.
Now, let's step into a glittering world of beauty, greed, and death. The story of the cursed Hope Diamond.
They say some jewels sparkle brighter than others,
But few have shone with as much brilliance or darkness as the Hope Diamond. Today, it rests safely behind glass at the Smithsonian Institution in Washington. They exceed dazzling millions of visitors each year.
yet behind that mesmerizing
Blue glow lies a history drenched in tragedy of kings and courtesans,
of fortunes gained and lost,
and of deaths.
so eerily timed that they gave birth to one of the most infamous curses in history.
Our story begins in the 17th century,
When a French gem merchant named Jean-Baptiste Tavernier journeyed across India, chasing the treasures of the
East. Tavernier was no ordinary trader. He was a man of ambition and charm.
a daring adventurer who traveled to the Mughal court of Emperor Aurangzeb.
there, legend has it, he acquired a massive, deep blue diamond said to have been stolen from the eye of a Hindu temple idol.
Whether that part was true or just a tale added later to heighten the myth.
One thing is certain, the stone was extraordinary, and its arrival in Europe marked the beginning of its dark legacy.
Tavernier brought the diamond, then roughly 115 carats, back to France around 1668 and sold it to King Louis XIV. The Sun King was
Enchanted by its strange blue fire,
And had the gem cut into a more refined shape.
known then as the French blue.
he wore it proudly, set in a cravat pin, believing it symbolized his divine right to rule. But beauty often conceals danger. Soon after acquiring the gem, Tavernier's luck began to wane.
Accounts differ, but one version says he fell into disgrace.
Lost his fortune, and died alone, torn apart by wild dogs in Russia.
Another claims he lived comfortably until old age, but by then, the legend had already begun.
The idea that the diamond carried a curse for anyone who possessed it.
The French blue remained part of the French crown jewels for decades, passing to Louis XIV and eventually to his ill-fated successor, Louis XVI. It gleamed in the palaces of Versailles, a symbol of unimaginable wealth. But when the French Revolution erupted in 1789, that same symbol became a target. In 1792, amid the chaos, the royal jewels were stolen from the Garde Meuble, the French royal treasury. For a time, the French blue vanished from history. Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette met their fate at the guillotine, and some whispered that the diamond's curse had finally claimed them.
2 decades later, a remarkable gem appeared in London, smaller, but with the same unusual blue hue.
This was the recut version of the French blue, now known as the Hope Diamond.
Named for its new owner,
The wealthy British banker Henry Philip Hope.
The Hope family adored rare gems, but the diamond's reappearance seemed to coincide with misfortune.
Henry Hope's descendants fell into financial ruin. His nephew, Henry Thomas Hope,
Displayed the gem at exhibitions.
yet his heirs would later fight bitterly over the inheritance.
By the late 19th century, the Hope fortune was gone. As the diamond passed from owner to owner, its eerie reputation grew.
Each new bearer seemed to suffer calamity. A Greek merchant who owned it briefly was said to have driven his car off a cliff. The Turkish Sultan Abdülhamid II, known as the Red Sultan,
Reportedly gave it to his favorite concubine, who was later murdered.
and when one of his trusted men wore it, he too was executed.
The pattern of doom was impossible to ignore. But the story that truly cemented the diamond's legend came in the
Early 20th century,
When it landed in the hands of one of the most flamboyant jewelers in the world, Pierre Cartier.
Cartier saw not only the
Diamond's beauty,
but also the marketing.
power of its curse.
In 1910, he sold it to an American heiress.
Evalyn Walsh McLean, who was intrigued by its sinister history. Evalyn, the wife of newspaper mogul Edward McLean,
Believed that curses were meant to be challenged. She wore the Hope diamond often, even letting her dog play with it.
bad luck. She laughed. Let it try. But tragedy did not spare her. Her husband's business empire collapsed in scandal. Their son was killed in a car accident.
Their daughter died young from a drug overdose.
Evelyn's once glamorous world crumbled around her, and by her death in 1947, she too had fallen under the diamond's shadow. After her passing, the Hope diamond was sold to settle debts. Its next owner was the legendary jeweler Harry Winston, who acquired it in 1949. Winston toured the gem around the world for
Charity events.
calling it the Hope Diamond,
Exhibition. But even he acknowledged,
its infamous reputation.
in 1958, perhaps eager to escape its curse, Winston donated the diamond to the Smithsonian.
sending it by ordinary registered mail.
Yes, one of the world's most valuable jewels, worth millions, arrived in a simple brown box. And the legend didn't end there.
The postal worker who delivered it, James Todd, later suffered a crushed leg.
A car accident and the loss of his house in a fire.
Coincidence? Perhaps, but enough to keep the curse alive. Since arriving at the Smithsonian, the Hope Diamond has been one of the museum's star attractions. Its 45.52 carats of deep blue beauty draw millions each year. Scientists have studied its unique phosphorescence, a red afterglow when exposed to ultraviolet light, which only deepens its mystique. Over time, researchers have confirmed that much of the
Diamond's cursed history was
exaggerated or even fabricated. Many of the tragic tales linked to it, like those of the
Russian princesses and Indian priests, have no record in history. Yet, the psychological weight of the curse is real.
every owner seemed to meet with sorrow, and even skeptics can't deny the coincidence of timing
Between the diamond's transfers and the
tragedies that followed. The Hope Diamond's legend has become larger than life, not merely a tale of superstition.
but a reflection of humanity's timeless fascination with the price of beauty and greed. Its story raises an uncomfortable question. Can something inanimate carry darkness with it? Or are the curses we fear the ones we create ourselves, the consequences of obsession, envy, and the relentless pursuit of wealth and status?
In the end, the Hope Diamond remains locked safely behind bulletproof glass. Resting under the museum lights a silent witness to centuries of human folly.
It glimmers with an almost mocking calm, as if daring those who gaze upon it to test the legend once more. From the temples of India to the royal courts of France, from the mansions of Washington society to the halls of the Smithsonian,
Its journey traces not only history's glittering opulence, but also its hidden darkness.
whether cursed or not.
The Hope Diamond has achieved what few objects ever can: immortality. And perhaps that's the truest curse of all. Thank you for watching Crimes Through Time. If this story fascinated you,
Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more journeys into.
history's darkest mysteries.
And tell us in the comments, do you believe the Hope Diamond is truly cursed? Or just haunted by coincidence? We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay curious, stay safe.